Today Baba says we are on a battlefield. And do you feel that? That we are on a battlefield? And earlier, we were living in this illusion that the enemies are outside. Yes, the enemies are external, they are in the world. But now, do you recognize who is the enemy? The enemy is my own sanskar. Yes, and earlier we didn't know that I am a soul and I am peace and I am happiness and I am love. And we were taught that all of this has to be had from outside. So we were taught that, people, places, things will give you peace, love, happiness, bliss, power. But now Baba tells us that it is not like that. That I am the soul and these are my own innate qualities. Baba many a times in the Murli mentions that there is a story about a queen, and the queen was wearing a necklace, a diamond necklace, and then that necklace got lost. And then she looked around the whole palace, and then eventually she realized that she was still wearing it. So it was just hidden. So Baba also says that you looked for all these things, basically everybody is looking for peace, love, happiness. And Baba says these are your qualities and also these are Baba's gifts. So I am a peaceful, loveful, joyful soul, that's one thing. Then second thing is my father is the ocean of peace, love, happiness. So how far is peace, love, happiness? It is one thought away. So the moment you remember Baba, Baba starts filling your aprons with all of these. But having known this, so earlier we didn't know this, now we know this. And then second thing is we have experimented with it also. Have you not experimented with peace and love and happiness being one thought away? We have experimented it. Yes, earlier we didn't. Now we know that the moment I sit in Baba's remembrance, Baba fills me with love, Baba fills me with joy, Baba fills me with happiness. But why don't we come to this state of permanent peace, love, happiness? It is so easy to access, isn't it? We have all experimented. We know that just sitting in Baba's remembrance fills our apron. But still, there is a lot of struggle. There is a lot of struggle of sanskars. And Baba says we are on a battlefield because although now I know the easy way, now I know the the easy way out, but I know the easiest way to feel what I want to feel, be who I want to be. But still 63 births of the other programming, it messes up with me. Yes, so let's say, the spouse or the children or the people who you say are your own, they are not good to you, okay? So earlier we didn't know that they are just co-actors. Now we know. Earlier I thought that they are my only source of love. And now I know that my experience of a loving state has got nothing to do with them. My experience of a loving and loveful state has got to do with my yoga with Baba. So I know this. I have experimented and experienced that also. Have you not? Yes. When you sit in remembrance of Baba, you feel loved. You feel like Baba is really giving you the love that you missed all these years. But then, having had that taste also, still you would say that, I want them to be nice to me. Yes, and then you struggle with that, and then you say, why is it like not like that? And this person has this, and I don't have this, and why are my family members rude to me, and why is everybody else's family members polite to them? So these kinds of things we still keep going back to. Although Baba has given us a very simple and easy method of being in yoga with Baba, being in remembrance of Baba, being a karma yogi, and living a life full of happiness, peace, love, but still you go and struggle outside. Yes, still that old sanskar of where to source your happiness, where to source your love, that sanskars comes in the way of you experiencing permanent state of happiness. And Baba says this is a battle that keeps going on. And why? So Baba says, because you see, an insect likes to play in the dirt. Yes, an insect likes the dirt. So for 63 births, we have been, insect like, liking all the dirt. And then that, the struggle, the pain, the stress, the everything, that has also become a sanskar. And although, it would sound very foolish that we are attracted to dirt, but we are. Yes, and then we want to engage in those actions based on lust, anger, ego, attachment, greed, which I know is not useful, but still you go and engage in them because of the temporary pleasure they give. Temporary. Baba says, don't remember any human being, bodily being, but we still go and remember human beings. We still go into the trap of remembering bodily beings because, that sanskar is of playing in the dirt. And Baba always tells us this story about a fisherwoman, and this fisherwoman was married by the king, and the king liked the fisherwoman and he got married to her, and then he brought her to the palace, and there the fisherwoman started spending her life in the palace, and she had all the comforts and everything there, and still she started going to depression. And then the king asked, what is the problem? Don't you have something that you need? Because why are you being sad when you have everything that you need? Then the fisherwoman said, I miss the smell of fish, and I miss the foul stench and everything that's there, in the when I worked as a fisherwoman. So that environment I miss. And then she got so depressed that the king had to go and leave her there. So you see that even if you get something good, it's not necessary that you appreciate it. So the intellect will appreciate it, but then there is always a battle with sanskars, because the sanskars want to again go into that temporary pleasure and temporary everything, which is dirty pleasure, but again you want to go back to it. And then there was this one brother, and he said that, will my life not become disturbed if I take everything from Baba? So I said, why would your life get disturbed? It's such a good idea to take everything from Baba. So I said, yes, but then sometimes you want to fight, you want to you want to have You want to be discontent, you want to feel the negative emotions also. So you see that these are, and you see the world is Ravan Rajya. And then you see in the world, even psychology is telling you that you should have the capacity to experience positive and negative emotions. So, according to psychology, if you cannot feel negative emotions, then you are not okay, right? But is that true? If somebody can feel happy and not feel sad, is that not a good idea? Now, yes, if you can't feel sad and you can't feel happy, that's okay, that's a problem. But if you can feel happy but not feel sad, what is the problem there? There is no problem, but but the whole world will convince you that there is a problem there also. So if you can smile and not cry, that shouldn't be a problem. But the world will tell you that not crying is also a problem. But Baba tells us that no, in Satyug we didn't cry, we only smiled. In Satyug we had no relationships of lust, anger, ego, attachment, greed. And when we think about Satyug, it takes a while for us to appreciate that Satyug is a happy place, because our sense of happiness is also very twisted. Yes, because people think, so today you ask anybody what makes you happy, they are not talking about super sensuous happiness, they are talking about sensory happiness. Yes, they are always talking about food and drinks and travel and shopping and clothes and jewelry and other stuff, or laptops and gadgets, so, or phones. So they are always talking about very sensory pleasures. So in this kind of a setting, when we come to Baba, and Baba gives us such an easy method, it's Sahaj Raj Yoga, it's the easy Raj Yoga. And Baba tells us just one thought away. You are a soul, I am your Baba, I am filling your apron. You sit in my remembrance and do everything. And it is such an easy life. But still we go and, again do something in the old world, engage in thought, word and action of the ordinary kind, of the worldly kind. And then we become disturbed, then we lose our happiness, then we feel guilt, then we feel many kind of emotions. And all of this we do because there is that sanskar of playing in dirt. And Baba says you must know that you are on a battlefield, and thoughts will come because we have had a long time. We have spent 63 births in these sanskars of lust, anger, ego, attachment, greed. So those sanskars will pull you, but don't give in to those thoughts. And what is the battle about? The battle is about your sanskars pulling you and you pulling away from your sanskars through the power of knowledge and yoga. Yes, so and when do we say that I won the battle? So you win the battle when you don't allow your thought to come into action. Yes, so even if there is a struggle inside and your thought tells you that this is not happiness, that is happiness, and I don't have that, so I should feel miserable. And if this is not love, that is love, and I'm not lucky in love, I've not got it, and then or I want this and I should try desperately for this, although we have desperately tried and failed, but still that sanskar will again tell you that this is not the path, that is the path. That path that you have treaded and failed over and over again, your sanskar will again tell you that go down that path, and that will lead to happiness, peace, love. But then you have to, all those thoughts that keep coming to you, you have to win over them. you cannot stifle them, even if you stifle them, they come with greater force. So you have to win over them. You have to use the power of knowledge and yoga. And then you have to talk to yourself and draw that love and peace from Baba so that the mind becomes peaceful, and those that you win the battle and you don't do any karma based on that battle. So Baba says that this is why you need to always remember that you're on a battlefield. And when you are on a battlefield, you cannot be unwary. So you always have to be wary, you always have to be alert. You have to take care of your thoughts. You have to see that, these thoughts will come. And, I remember when I was 5 years into Gyan, and at that time we had a get together of friends. And then one of the friends said that, you could have made it big in life because you had the talent, but you chose a wrong path. And you should have, done something else, and then you should have made a mark for yourself. And this is just, this is for losers, and this is something that everybody in the world does. And then you see the other people in the group, they were also kind of agreeing with that person, because you see, it's Ravan Rajya, and people think that being peaceful and happy is not enough. What is enough is being rich and having a name and fame and stuff and accolades and other stuff. And then everybody was kind of agreeing that yes, what he is saying is true. And then I had to tell myself that, no, this is coming from a place of ignorance, and this is not what is true. And I had to tell myself that I had to come to that place of peace, because a struggle starts, because you also come from that world where your ego was more important than your peace, where your spiritual attainment was was less important, and your material attainment was more important. So it's not that those sanskars are finished, right? They are lurking inside. You have pushed them on the back front, but then they are there. So they kind of get triggered. And then, you have to sit with Baba, and you have to, and then, you don't have to go into arguments. So, when the example that I am giving you, if I start arguing with that person, that means I have started believing that his perception is also right. So, but the only method to, steer clear is to not argue there and just hold your truth with yourself. But it requires power. And then I had this, 2 minutes of struggle inside. And then in that battle I won, and then internally I won. And then I was very peaceful, and I had not reacted to that statement. And then after that whole meeting was over, one of the friends commented that, but it's very difficult to stay peaceful like you are today. And this person tried to trigger you also, but then you didn't give in. And that is something that everybody wants to achieve. And then that was also agreed upon by everybody. But in order to, but then I know that for 2 minutes there was that struggle. So I'm giving you a very live example of how, your ego, your lust, your attachment, your anger, your greed will sometimes try to take over you. Or, thoughts of jealousy or fear or something else, they will come in the mind, because it's been 63 births of those sanskars, or just discontentment, If somebody has created the sanskar that I'm bored, I don't like this, I don't like that, then sometimes you will have that thought also, that feeling also, that I don't like anything, nothing is working, it's very boring, I want to run away, I want to escape. So that people are many people, they come to me, and they come to the center, and then what they say is, the first thing they say is, I want to run away. And then you ask them where, so nowhere to go. Just, I want to run away. So I said, run away, but first find a destination. So nobody is asking you not to run away, but people have created these sanskars also, running away without destination. And so Baba says that all of these sanskars, there's so many, n number of sanskars we have created, of feeling insulted, feeling rewarded, feeling proud, feeling egoistic, feeling not good enough, feeling bored, feeling irritated, having complaints, criticism, all of those sanskars. But Baba says that now you have to know that being peaceful, being loveful, being happy is just one thought away. Just be who you are and remember Baba, and you can be peaceful, loveful, happy. But that battle goes on, and the more you fill yourself with knowledge and yoga power, you will win that battle. And what happens is, sometimes you lose that battle, okay? And you engage in acts. So there was a struggle, there was a battle, and then you lost that battle inside, and then you gave in to your vices, and then so lust or anger or ego or attachment or greed got the better of you, and then you acted or spoke from that place. And then what happens? It becomes even more difficult to come to that place of peace and happiness. Because then, when you have engaged in such an act, you lose what is called self-honor. Yes, and then one moment you shout at somebody, the next moment you try to tell yourself, I'm a peaceful soul, it becomes more difficult. So this is why you see Baba says, don't make this easy path more difficult. But Baba says Maya will always come. Maya is these thoughts of negativity, and they will come. Maya will come, but Baba says you have to fill yourself with so much knowledge and yoga power. Now, how do you fill yourself with knowledge and yoga power? So get up early in the morning, and in remembrance of Baba, just fill your heart with the peace and love and the happiness that you draw in remembrance of Baba. So I know that Baba loves me, Baba is sending me a lot of peace and happiness, and just let me open my heart and soak that in. So if you have to eat soaked peanuts, you have to soak them for certain hours, that, right? And there's something about soaking, that when you soak the nuts, then the nutrients in the nuts, they get activated. But if you want to take the benefit of those active nutrients, you have to remember to soak it in the night. If you don't remember to soak it in the night, then you can't have, nutritious peanuts or chana or anything in the morning. So Baba says, similarly, you have to sit early in the morning and just allow your heart to soak in. So this process cannot be speeded, This is a very gentle process where I, the soul, sit with my attention unplugged from everywhere. I keep my heart open, and I allow the love and the peace and the happiness and the sense of security and protection and the knowledge from Baba to come and enter my heart. And you have to sit at least for an hour so that you soak that well. And that is what we call yoga power. So Just knowing how to have yoga with Baba doesn't help. So you have to do that, Just knowing how to exercise doesn't help, right? You have to do the exercise. Similarly, knowledge of yoga is one subject, but then you have to sit and have that remembrance with Baba. And the ideal time is early in the morning, in Amrit Vela. Amrit Vela is the time of nectar for a reason. And in my whole journey in this spiritual path, what I have realized is you can never become a yogi if you don't get up at Amrit Vela. And if you get up at Amrit Vela, then you can full day, you can have minutes and say, half an hour, 15 minutes, 20 minutes off and on of yoga with Baba, because that connection has been established in Amrit Vela. And then you just remember Baba, and then you start feeling the presence, because you have taken out that time to build that relationship with Baba early in the morning every day. And you need at least 45 minutes of sitting yoga in the morning for you to have karma yoga in the day. So Baba says that fill yourself with yoga power, fill yourself with knowledge. And how do you, so knowledge is in the Murli. So Baba gives the Murli, but you have to read the Murli. Then second thing, you have to think about the Murli. Yes, let's say, somebody in passing told you, that person was saying this about you. Okay? Do you feel it immediately? You don't. Then you sit and sleep over it. Oh, why did they say this? But I was good to them. I didn't do anything to them. Okay, so that is why they were in this mood that day. And this is why, they are doing this behind my back. And then you keep analyzing it. And then you start feeling it very deeply. So in order to feel the power of knowledge, you have to churn knowledge. So, every day in the Murli, Baba is talking about I being the soul. Baba is talking about himself. Baba is talking about, the world that is to come. But I have to churn over it in order that it sits in my buddhi. And Baba says, in order to win over Maya, you need knowledge and yoga power. Otherwise, what happens, you keep losing this battle with Maya. And slowly, gradually, you lose faith in yourself. Yes, and then every time, you are giving into a thought of lust or anger or ego or attachment or greed and engaging in acts of vicious nature, then it becomes increasingly difficult for you to believe in yourself and have remembrance of Baba. And then slowly, gradually, you give up. So Maya is here to keep pushing you aside from this path. But why does Maya become so powerful? Because you also give in to Maya. If you won the battle every time, then Maya wouldn't be powerful. So sometimes, Baba has given us an idea that Maya and Baba are almost equally powerful. But who is more powerful depends on whose side you are on. So if you're with Baba, churning his knowledge and remembering him all the time, then Baba will win. And if you're with Maya, thinking about worldly stuff and reading worldly things and thinking about worldly matters and remembering bodily beings, then you're with Maya, and then Maya will win. And if Maya keeps winning, then Maya will push you out of the game. Okay, so this is, it's so self-doubt, when self-doubt happens, then negative thoughts come. Yes, so you have to win over them. And why does self-doubt come? Because we think about what other people have told us about ourselves. And then you have to use knowledge and tell yourself that you are not what people have told you about you. You are who Baba has told you you are. And then with that knowledge, that power of knowledge in yoga, you have to win over those thoughts of self-doubt. I gave you the example that, even when somebody tells you that you didn't make it in life, or you are like this, or you're like that, you have to tell yourself that no, that's not true. And I am a soul, I belong to Baba, I'm remembering Baba, I'm creating a future of a deity for myself. This is the biggest thing that I can do for myself and the world. So I am the most worthy, I am the greatest. Do you believe that? Do you know that in Kabir's life, so you know Sant Kabir, so he was a saint, and Kabir was a learned person, and Kabir said that I want to be born as a cobbler in next life, because a cobbler has an easy job and he can just remember God while doing his work. So he said he said that the fortune of a cobbler is greater than the fortune of a person who is busy. Yes, because the cobbler has the fortune or the privilege of remembering God because his job doesn't involve too much of thinking. And why I'm giving you this example is because sometimes you have to understand that what the world celebrates is not celebratory enough, but who you are with Baba is most important, most worthy. And then you have to drive that sense into yourself that I am the worthiest, I am the most important, because I am the most valuable, because I am with Baba and I am becoming a deity and I am creating a divine world for the whole humanity. So you have to bring into your awareness who you are, who you belong to, and what is your worth. Even when somebody else's opinion tries to put you into self-doubt. So this battle is always going on. Yes. And then you see, it's not just your mind or other people who are on the other side, it's your whole body which is on the other side. And there'll be hormones and this and that, and Baba tells you pure food, and then your mouth will water seeing all those impure food outside. And then, so you have to understand that your body, your hormones, your mind, your your family members, the whole world is in Ravan Rajya and you alone are with Baba. And then you have to win that battle against your mind, against your hormones, against everything. And then you have to be so much full of knowledge and yoga power that you're able to win that battle. But then, how does a person on a battlefield win a battle? He doesn't win a battle if he wants to practice while the battle is going on. So one has to practice at other times. So this yoga power and this churning of knowledge has to be done in times of peace, in times of favorable circumstances. So you see, when somebody is on a battlefield, somebody is a warrior, that warrior has only two jobs. What is that? What are the two jobs? Practice when there is no war and fight when there is war. So when there is no war in the mind, just keep churning knowledge and having yoga with Baba. And when there is war, then you fight those thoughts with your yoga power. Okay, so this is how we have to progress. And if you keep giving into Maya, then slowly you will lose self-confidence. Okay. And then today Baba also tells us that if you want to emerge your divine sanskars, then practice soul consciousness. Because you see, consciousness is the switch which activates sanskars. Yes. So the moment you switch into I am a mother, all your motherly sanskars will emerge. The moment you switch into I am the boss, all your bossy sanskars will emerge. Yes, the moment you switch into I am a student, the sanskars of a student will emerge. The moment you switch into I am a teacher, your teacher wale sanskar will emerge. So Baba says sanskars emerge at the switch of consciousness. What is consciousness? Who am I? So the moment you switch into I'm just a soul, who am I? A tiny being of peaceful, powerful, happy, calm energy, pure energy. So the moment you think about like that, all the goodness in you will emerge. Yes, don't think about the body and bodily position and name and gender and other stuff. So just switch into who am I? I'm just a point. Yes. And I remember there was this one brother and he said that he said that my junior, he back answered to me. But at that moment, I was just thinking that who am I? I'm just a point, a tiny point of light. And I had absolutely no reaction, because at that time I felt that why should I get offended? Who am I? I'm just a point of light, nothing else. But it happened in that moment, and then my junior, he was so upset that he thought that, he would get fired, because he just in the heat of the moment he said that, but then he thought he would get fired. But then I was not offended at all and I didn't say anything to him. And then later he came and said that he learned how to be a leader from me. And I told him, you don't need to learn to be a leader, you need to learn to how to be soul conscious. And I introduced him to Raj Yoga, so that when you're soul conscious, all your good divine sanskars, they emerge. Okay. How to deal with cheating in a relationship? After finding cheating, she leaves. So the person that cheated on you, they left after you found out. Okay, so you have to understand that, don't take it personally. So you see, it's not about you. Sometimes when somebody cheats on you, then you think that it's because I was lacking in something, or I was not good enough, or I made a mistake. That is why they left. But people cheat because that's their sanskar. And when you figure out that somebody was cheating on you, and you have come to know that, then you should be very thankful that you came to know about it sooner rather than later. And anyways, that person is not for you, because how can you? And sometimes we think that we love somebody who cheated on us and we miss them, but no, we can never miss somebody who cheated on us. It's just our ego that keeps hurting. So we think that's love, but that's not love. So just tell yourself that you're very fortunate that you came to know that this person has a sanskar of cheating sooner than later, and you're very grateful to Baba, and then just move along with your life, because you deserve better. And don't look back, and never think that you would choose to spend your life with somebody who cheated on you. So don't go into those tricks that the mind plays, that I love them and I miss them. That's just your ego hurting. So tell your ego that everything happened for a good reason, and that if somebody has to cheat, they will cheat, and it's good that it happened today and that you are done and over with it. Okay, there's nothing to deal there. Yes. And another problem is feeling lonely, and because there is no time pass now. Excuse me for saying it very blunt, but people take up a lot of our time, and when they are not there, We feel a vacuum because we don't know better ways to pass our time. So find better ways to pass your time and you will be fine. Okay, Om Shanti.